Hello class. In this video, we're going to continue dividing decimals by decimals. So our title we're going to add the word part 2 at the end. Before we start though, I want you to write your full complete heading, your first and last name, today's date, mathematics, your period number, and the title Divide Decimals by Decimals Part 2. Let's put that in our notebooks now. Now that we have that, I just want to go over, this part gets a little confusing and that's why there's 2 videos to it. The first one and the second one is pretty much similar, but it gets you an opportunity to see other examples of me doing it. Because there is really only one process of dealing with larger numbers with a divisor with a decimal than using pictorials, like the base 10 blocks. Because would be way too much drawing for these numbers that we're using. So let's go straight to an example. Here we have Julie has 1 and 75 hundredths in nickels. Because this has a dollar sign, we say $1.75 because of that money sign. How many stacks does 25 cents or 25 hundredths can she make from the 1 and 75 hundredths or the $1.75? So again, we're going to start off by creating our house, right? So we know our dividend here is the 1 and 75 hundredths, and we're breaking it up in 25 hundredths. Because our decimals are here, I need to remove the decimals. So I look here and I go, oh, 1, 2, I need to move this twice. Therefore, I need to move this twice, 1, 2. Now that I have that, I can then rewrite my house with the other numbers that we've now changed it to. So the 25 hundredths changed into 25. And the $1.75 or the 1 and 75 hundredths changed to 175. Now that I have that, I can now do my division. How many times does 25 go into 1? The answer is 0 times. 0 times 25 is 0, so I have 1 minus 0 is 1. Then I bring down the 7. How many times does 25 go into 17? The answer is 0. 0 times 25 is 0. 17 minus 0 is 17. And then I need to bring down the next number, 175. Well, 25 goes into 175 7 times. 7 times 25 gives me 175. 175 minus 175 is 0. So the answer here is 7. But because this is a word problem, we need to write this in a sentence. And it says how many stacks? So we can say there are 7 stacks. And that is my final answer. So again, I have to start off by deciphering what's my dividend and what's my divisor. When I do, I need to move the decimal as many times as needed to the right in my divisor to get a whole number. And how many times I moved it in my divisor, I must also move it here in my dividend. I want you to take a moment, write down the question, show all of our work, and write our answers in our notebooks. All right, now that we have that in our notebook, let's look at another example. So here we have 85 and 4 tenths divided by 2 and 135 thousandths. Okay, so the first thing I do is I create my house. I put my divisor on the outside, 2 and 135. Actually, I'm going to erase this because I didn't give myself enough room. So that would be 2 and 135 thousandths. And then on the inside, I'm going to write my dividend, which is 85 and 4 tenths. So I noticed that I have a decimal in my divisor, so I need to move it. So move it to the end to make it a whole number. So I go 1, 2, 3. Since I moved it 3 times here, I must also move it 3 times here. So I have 1, 2, 3. There's no digits here. All I have to do is add in my zeros. And for purposes, I'm just going to extend that out so that it's clear that that whole thing is my dividend. So then I'm going to rewrite my house with the new numbers after my decimals. So I have 2,135 as my divisor. And now I have 85,400 as my dividend. So now I would just divide as normal. 2,135 does not go into 8, so I have it as a 0, and I minus 0. 8 minus 0 is 8. Then I bring down the 5. Well, 2,135 cannot go into 85, so I'm going to write another 0. Minus 0 gives me 85. Then I need to bring down the 4. Well, it still cannot go in here, so I know I'm putting another 0 and minusing a 0. 854 minus 0 is 854. I then bring my next digit down. Now that this 8,540 is larger than 2,135, I could then do my multiplications. But I'm not 100% on all of them. So let's just write my factors to the side. 2,135 times 1 is 2,135. If I multiplied it by 2, five plus 5 is 0. Carry the 1. 3 plus 3 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's how I know that it's there. You could double check with your math on the side. So I'm adding this number to this number. I have 5, 0, carry the 1, 3, 4, and 6. I'm still not at this number, so I'm going to try another one. I'm going to add another 2,135 to this number. 5 plus 5 gives me 10. I'm not sure why I just drew that line. 5 plus 5 is 10, so I bring down the 0, carry the 1. 3 plus 0 is 3, plus that 1 is 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. 2 plus 6 is 8. And I could stop it because I noticed 8,504 is the same number as I have here. So this goes in 4 times. So I'm going to write a 4. And I'm going to subtract 8,540, which gives me 0. I am not done yet because I still have this other 0 here that I need to account for and bring down. So I know that 2,135, it does not go into 0, so I put a 0 minus a 0. Now that I know that I'm done, because there's no other numbers I have to account for, plus this number has a 0, I know that my answer now is 40. And I do not need to write a sentence. I just need to circle it because this is a skill problem, not a word problem. I want you to take a moment, write down our question, all of our work, as well as our answer in our notebooks. Now that I have that done, and I've done 2 more problems for you. I want you to take these 2 and show all of your work. Okay? So you have 45 and 6/10 divided by 2 and 4/10. And the other one is 53 and 2/10 divided by 3 and 8/10. Happens that both of our divisors here have only 1 decimal place, so you're only going to move everything 1 time. I want you to show all of your work. Even if you're not sure what to do, show what you think you need to do. Okay? And you also may rewatch this video as many times as you need to be able to solve, or at least attempt to solve, these problems. Remember, if you don't know exactly what to do, just try your best and put down your thought process.